That was the remix. Hang on, cause there. What the fruit flavor? Hang on, y'alls. Hang on. I did the I did the remix. There's a lot of noise out here, so I'm trying to do what I was supposed to do before I started this bit. Yeah, I mean, let's see if I can get this right. Let's go. Connected there. Let's have to connect. Damn, this thing. You know what I'm saying? Okay, here we go. Now we can. All right, what about this?
Yeah. Let's go. Yes, now we're cooking. Now we're cooking with gasoline. With gasoline. Oh! Welcome back, everybody. This is the Solomon Project. It's not how much you make, it's how much you keep that counts. Don't forget that. You know, I should take this opportunity, right? I should take this opportunity to try to calculate something here, because this, I wasn't going to start the video with what I'm about to say now, but that's all right. I'll get to it. But this right here is way more important. Well, actually, you know what? It's easy. Them are easy calculations. Easy. Check it out. Y'all know I have my Odium, right? That's why I'm acting like this. Yeah, I think y'all know that. But I want to tap into something that AJ sent me. Now, okay, so we've been monitoring AJ's income in his portfolio, and we had already surpassed the amount that we expected him to get to by the end of the year. It was, I think, the last video I did that showed the last Whip It Out Wednesday or something to that effect. The income was at $132. It should have been like 135, 136 by now. But one of the shares that produced the most amount of income, that produced the most amount of dividends, cut back on the nominal amount that it was kicking out. Nominal number. But with this new adjustment, the percent that it was putting out is slightly higher. However, nominally, it's lower. So we're still at 100. We're still, sweet baby. We're still at 129. Actually, it's 129.50 right now. And here's my question with regards to that, because it's income. For all of y'alls that have had a job in your life or still have a job in your life, have you ever had to ask for a raise? What do you know about asking for a raise? Do you know other people that have asked for raises, and what has the outcome been? Generally, when somebody's looking for a raise, the employer, and we're assuming, of course, that you're not moving up in rank or anything like that, right? You're still in the same position with the same job title. The employer is probably going to give you a raise of maximum of whatever the cost of living increase is, which is approximately 3.5%. In many cases, it doesn't reach that. In some cases, they don't give you a raise at all. Tell you to kick rocks. But somewhere around 3.5% would be the amount that, if you get a raise, that's somewhere around the top range that you'll more than likely get. If you've gotten higher than that, please let me know in the comments. And let me know what percent increase that was. Now, imagine, oh, you know what? I thought I did the math. I didn't do the math. I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to do the math. Because this is critical. This is critical when you look at the AJ's portfolio, which I'll present sometime in the near future. By the way, he secured that 2,000 amount, and he can now, and he already started using a different strategy to help increase his income. But let me do the math. Okay. Okay. Am I doing this right? Am I doing this right? Okay. 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 Imagine going to your employer, asking them for a raise. When some people approach their employers for a raise, some people approach their employer with the absolute confidence because they haven't been late. They've been productive. In their minds, they've proven themselves they're worthy of a raise. Some people get real nervous. Some people get real nervous and think, oh my God, am I going to get rejected? What is my employer going to say? All right, well, you know what? What did we just finish saying? That the top end of the average increase in your salary is 3.5%, right? That means you're moving right along with the increase, the annual increase in the cost of living, which is 3.5% also. How would your employer react if you came up to your employer and said you never took a day off, you never called in sick, you've always been on time every day? What do you think your employer is going to say when you ask for a 60% raise? 60%. Remember, you're not moving up in rank. You're not moving up in rank. %. What's your employer? What's your employer going to say? 60%. Seriously? I'm laughing, and I'm not even your employer. You're asking for a 60% raise? Yeah, good joke. That was pretty funny. There's the door. Don't let it hit you on the way out. You're going to have to come back and ask me for a 5% raise. That way, I don't laugh so hard that I get distracted and not respond to you. Does that sound like a potential scenario? Might be. Well, check this out, okay? So what AJ is experiencing, because remember, he started out with an income of $77 in his portfolio, and it's now up to $129. I just did the calculation. That's a 60% increase. If by the end of the year he reaches $144 of income in his portfolio, that's a 100% increase. Do you understand? That's income, a 100% increase in his income. Just a thought. Anyway, 1,000 bottles of baby oil. Do you know what I'm talking about? I bet you do. Well, here's Double D, okay? My home slice, my home bake, Double D, Double Dizzle. All right, where is he? Here he is. Double Dizzle did a video on just that. Over 1,000 bottles baby oil and lube found during a raid for an event that he calls a freak off. Diddy calls these events freak offs. Now, rumor has it, oh, but wait, he ain't the only ones. He ain't the only ones. The professor, she did a video on this too. She called it Diddy has a buffet of enablers. So the professor is basically saying that there's some other people involved and they ain't getting out of it. I strongly recommend that you see both those videos. Now, rumor has it that those 1,000 bottles of oil, the 1,000 bottles of oil, of baby oil, he's going to use as cooking grease so that he can go ahead and fry his neighbor's pets. That's the rumor. Yep. Anyways, listen, on the investment tip, let's go over here. Let's go over here on the investment tip. Look at this chart. This is absolutely, listen, right around here, if you can see my cursor, this is right around the time. Matter of fact, should I change it? Yeah, let me change it a little bit. Where do I have it down for? 6 months? I can put in the year so you can see. I want you to understand the psychology. The psychology. Now you can see my cursor, I hope, right? So check out my cursor. Check out my cursor. Ooh, DJ Richard Burns. So right around here, people started piling in and purchasing shares of the Trump Media and Technology Group Corporation, the ticker symbol DJT. Now, of course, you know, his fan base, they're going to scrape up because most of them are poor, and they're going to scrape up anything they can to buy. And that's what many of them did. Now, you had a very small percentage of institutional investors. Remember when I told you guys how important it is to have institutional investors? The institutional investors are what make the stock price really move. And not only that, depending on the percent of institutional investors, it gives the stock more credibility. Gives it more credibility. The percent of institutional investors is tiny in comparison to more stable companies, more stable stocks. Tiny. So that means that the institutional investors many institutional investors, most institutional investors, about 94% of the institutional investors out there, they ain't feeling it. They ain't feeling it. They ain't feeling it. Now, right around here, people started coming in. It died down a little bit. Maybe some institutional investing over here around April. Then it went back down. Then it got another pump back up. All right, so all this right here. Okay, by the way, this is a head and shoulders, by the way, this pattern right here. I don't know if you see it. This is called the head and shoulders. Now, if I were to measure from the base to the top, from the base, from the two shoulders to the top, and measure that, I can expect a decline in the opposite direction, which is way the hell down here, which is basically crashing, zero. Okay? That's a quick technical analysis, very quick, by using a price pattern called the head and shoulders. All right, so after forming this head and shoulder pattern, it is not looking good at all. As a professional retail investor, if I were to ever invest in this stock, it certainly wouldn't be now. It certainly wouldn't be now. Now, check this out, right? The thing is collapsing. Two things. Number one, the two assassination attempts could have been used as a selling point. And if that was the attempt, it didn't work. It did not work. Also, how do you go outside of the quote unquote best, what do you call it, media? The best social media platform. The best, right? That's what the man who owns this thing is calling it, the best social media platform out there. Better than Twitter/X. Better. But you're posting on X, your competition. That's not a good look. You're supposed to have the best. That's not a good look. So, bottom line, the stock is falling, it's failing. Remember, I keep drilling this thing in your head. This is me on your head. Drilling this in your head, okay? Pounding it in your head. Do not fall in love with a company, a brand, or a personality. Don't fall in love with a dreamer. Okay, we're not singing, so chill out, bro. Broski, chill. But there's some other stuff that I want to show you, and this is crazy. This is type crazy what I want to show you. All right. I don't know why this disappeared, but let's put it back up. Let's put it back up. Let's put it back up. Let's do that. Let's put in. Oh, no, hold on. Hola. Look at this article, man. Okay, look at it. Just look at it. Scientific American makes presidential endorsement for only the second time in its 179-year history. Scientific American. Are you into science? Are you a science buff? This is the type of magazine that you would be interested in? Are you into engineering or anything associated with science? Scientific American makes presidential endorsement for only second time in its 179-year history. That caught my attention. That got me curious. I am curious. So let me scroll down. Okay. Let me scroll down. Whoa, there. Am I reading this correctly? A top science magazine has waded into the political sphere after making a presidential endorsement only the second time in its 179-year history. Somebody's being quoted here saying, vote for Kamala Harris to support science, health, and the environment. That's a quote. That's a quote. That's the publication's official support for a candidate. Scientific America. That is bugging me out. Listen, it's science. How they came to that conclusion, I don't know. Here is something, though. Elon just can't keep keeping himself from getting in trouble because of his concept of the First Amendment and free speech. Look ear, okay? Put this, wait a minute, I already had that. He didn't know how to act. So in the United Kingdom, come on now, stop playing. In the United Kingdom, they're telling him, yo, you need to put some brakes on some of the stuff that's appearing on X. The UK is saying that the rioting that's been going on has been fueled by some of the rhetoric on X. Okay. Does Elon care? Over 2 tweets that he deleted. 2 tweets that he deleted. Look at that. Will you look at that? Look at it. This is what he tweeted, right? And no one is even trying to assassinate Biden/Kamala. Look at the emoji. Look at the emoji on the piece. He tried to pass this off like it was a joke. And he says, well, one lesson I've learned is that just because I say something to a group and they laugh as a post. I don't know, I got interrupted. Well, one lesson I've learned is that just because I say something to a group and they laugh doesn't mean it's going to be all that hilarious as a post. Of course not, Elon. Maybe your sense of humor appeals to a specific type of group. A specific, a specific type of crowd. Man, this dude. Listen. How many of y'all have been in prison? Don't get offended. I was in prison for 10 years. How many of y'all grew up in the hood? There's free speech in prison and in the hood. There's free speech. However, you say the wrong thing at the wrong time to the wrong person, you could be 6 feet under. In other words, just because there's free speech doesn't mean that there's no accountability for what you say. And I don't know, somebody wise came up with a phrase. If you got nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. That's a pretty good piece of wisdom that maybe Elon ought to consider, not just for himself, but for the people on his platform. He's getting a lot of heat, and he owed tons of money over the transaction that took place when he bought X. Banks, he owns banks. And for his other companies, he owes money. He might even be banned in California. Bro! There have been billionaires that have lost their fortunes. Stop playing. Stop playing. Anyways, I'm glad you guys stopped by and checked out this video. I'm glad Double D and the professor did their homework on this very important topic of 1,000 bottles of baby oil. Y'all probably thought he was going to use that baby oil for something. And look at that. He's using it as cooking grease. All right. So, hey, stay fresh and keep it profitable. Okay.